Welcome, everyone. I'd like to bring this meeting to order by asking everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Unfortunately, Mary Ann McKenzie could not make today's meeting, so we'll go ahead with the administration of oath of office for our newly elected board members, Janine Bieber and Rosemary Earl. Janine Bieber and Rosemary Earl, do you solemnly affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of office of board member of the Lake George Central School District according to the best of your abilities?
I do.
Does she need a pen? She need a pen.
Oh.
Welcome aboard, Janine and Rosemary, again.
Thank you.
Okay, the next order of business is the request for nominations for the position of board president. Do I have any nominations?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Katie Brunig for board president.
Do we have any other nominations? Can I get a motion to close the nominations for the position of board president?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carried. And the next order of business is, can I have a motion to approve the nomination of Katie Bruning to the position of board president for the term of July 1, 2026 through June 30th, 2027?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carried. Katie Bruning, do you solemnly affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of office of President of the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District according to the best of your abilities?
Fun little wedding. I do.
And Katie, I would love to turn the rest of this meeting over to you.
You did a fantastic job. Thank you, Sarah, for your time at the microphone, which I know you love. The next item on the agenda is a request for nominations for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Mary Ann McKenzie for Vice President.
Hang on a second. Do we have any other nominations for Vice President? Okay, so I'll make a motion to close the nominations for the Vice President position.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. I'd like to, we need a motion to elect the 2026-2027 Board Vice President.
So moved.
Okay. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of Lake George Central School District hereby appoints Mary Ann McKenzie as the Board Vice President effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you, Mary Ann, and we will get your oath of office at a later date when you're feeling better. Okay, the next section of the organizational meeting is the consent agenda, and John, I'll turn that over to you.
Thank you, Katie. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the reorganizational meeting consent agenda items A through WW as presented.
Sorry about that. Motion carries. And that was really quick for a years long's worth of work. Our consent agendas keep us moving right along, but a lot of work goes into it and a lot of reading in advance of that. So thanks, everybody. The next item is the motion to approve board committees. And thank you, everybody, for your service on these committees in previous times and your willingness to be flexible to serve on any committee. And fortunately, folks were able to get their preference of committees. It worked out really, really well. I appreciate everybody's flexibility and dedication and willingness to try something new in some other areas, too. So, John, I'll turn that over to you.
As recommended by the superintendent, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the committee appointments as follows. Policy, Audit and Finance, Curriculum, Building and Grounds, Board Development and Culture and Climate, and the individuals appointed to each committee.
Okay, do we have a motion? Any questions? Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. And the next item on the agenda is the adjournment of the reorganization meeting.
So moved.
Do I need to say, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby adjourns the July 1st reorg meeting? And then we had our our first and our second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. Okay. So now let's take a second to pull up the regular meeting agenda. So welcome to the first regular board meeting of the school year, and welcome, Bill, in your official capacity to your, I know you've attended our previous board meetings, but now you're here in your official capacity, so welcome. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you right there on the front row for years to come. And we have, in terms of roll call, we have the same attendance as we did for our reorg meeting, and we we'll move right into our reports, starting with the district-wide safety plan.
Yes, thank you, Katie. At this time of year, per educational law and regulations, the school district is required to post the district-wide safety plan on our website for 30 days before a public hearing to occur in August. That plan is obviously a critical plan for our school district. It doesn't change a whole lot, but there are some nuances and minor tweaks that occur at this time of year. We work closely not only with the building principals, but our business administrator and also Needham, our Needham Safety Group, for any updates. This year in particular, it was minor changes to it. We have to make staffing adjustments on our district safety team. For example, we know Jim Conway was retiring. Bill Levitt, assumes the roles on that. Some teachers shifted in regards to who's on those committees. And then one thing we do update each year is the emergency remote instruction plan, which is a required part of that safety plan in the event that we were having to shift to a remote plan due to some sort of emergency. We have data and a plan that we follow. So one of the pieces is that we do survey our parents each year to determine which parents would be in need of hotspots or other technical assistance in the event that we aren't able to open school and needing to shift to remote. So that has been updated as well. So the data associated with that, so we know which parents would need hotspots in the event that happens. So other than that, there really was no other changes. It was pretty just immaterial changes at this point. Shortly after our meeting today, it will be on our website with a Google form for any community member or parent that would like to ask questions or comment on it. And then we will have a public hearing at the August meeting to formally approve that each year. So we are in good shape for this year, and it will be on the website today.
Thank you, John. The next section is committee reports. We have a couple committee reports, and the first one is the curriculum committee report. Rosemary Earl is the chair of that.
Yeah, just a quick superintendent report, Katie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Very quick.
Thought, I am so sorry. I was just like,
It's all good. We're going to move it along today. I also, too, just want to welcome Bill as well. We're really excited to have him join our administrative team, and today's his first day, so we're excited about that. Just want to also mention we had a wonderful graduation last week. Big thanks to Fran for his leadership and his team, Anna and Kristen and Steve and all sorts of people that play a role in that. It was a really wonderful event, and graduating 48 of our seniors off to their next chapter in their lives is always memorable, and this one certainly was remarkable as well. So thank you, Fran, for your work there. Just a couple of quick updates here. So the transportation facility update continues to make excellent progress. We are very rapidly closing in on what's called substantial completion. It's been a little bit delayed due to some things at the end. As I mentioned, we are working through some concrete issues. We had a meeting to look to resolve it with the general contractor. There's still some work to be done there. That's not going to prevent us from opening the building if some things need to occur throughout the summer for the concrete. And I should also mention that the strength of the concrete is not the issue. It's some sections of it didn't come out as well as we would have liked. So that's being worked on currently this week. Commissioning of all the mechanicals, the HVAC, the electrical, the hot water, all of those things are occurring. BOCES is installing security cameras, finishing up the Wi-Fi. All of those things are going on. And a lot of the finish work is also occurring too. So some of the finish work on the outside of the siding, little trim pieces, all of those things are starting to finish up, along with the accessibility path and viewing area down to the track. It's coming out great. It's going to be a gorgeous feature for not only the facility, but also for our athletics and our community to use. So we are nearing completion. We have an important meeting on Thursday, July 9th, where our architects will be up there starting to check those substantial completion boxes. They have to go through each of the components, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, all of those different things to check those off to ensure that it's ready to open. We are excited about that, and we'll continue to keep the board updated throughout July as we finish this up and start to transition our buses and all of our bus garage facility over to the new one. The other project that's nearing completion is the cupola project as well. You probably saw as you walked in, scaffolding is starting to come down. It's really coming out great. So there's some minor things that need to be done. We actually signed some documentation yesterday. Thank you, Katie, for helping us out with that to be able to finish that on June 30th in alignment with the expectations of the New York State Education Department. So that is rapidly closing as well. And then we get into summer. You know, we've got a ton of projects to do, so we're really excited about the summertime. We'll enjoy our 4th of July weekend here, and then really get after it and with all sorts of different projects. So more updates to come on that. A couple other things we'll be doing this summer as well. We do have to hire some positions, so I just wanted to share we do have some open positions. We've already started a little bit of that, but due to retirements, so we have a greeter position, so we'll be looking to hire that. We have the clerical position for transportation in building and grounds, and as I shared with the board, that's not an addition. Currently, we have two employees that run our current bus garage, and through restructuring, we're going to continue with 2 employees, our transportation supervisor mechanic, which is Brandon Raymond, and then we're going to be looking to hire a clerical position to help with the office, phones, documentation, paperwork, all of those different things that are necessary to run a facility. So we'll be looking to hire that. Bonnie started with some interviews already. We have a long-term leave teaching assistant position and a long-term leave special ed position that we'll be looking to firm up this summer as well. And then we're into summer. Just want to, again, Youth Commission has started already. It's a great partnership that we have with the town, and lots of kids outside already playing and having fun, enjoying their summertime. So we have a ton of kids here using our facilities and our grounds, and that will be going on most of the summer. Jumpstart starts August 3rd. So we have several students, dozens of students participating in that program. We have some summer school occurring here in the junior senior high school. And just a couple other dates of importance. We have a restorative practices training on August 6th with a number of staff members coming in. That will be facilitated by Mediation Matters. So we're really looking forward to that training, that formal training for our district. STEM camp starts on August 17th. New teacher orientation is August 20th, so we'll be having a full day with our new teachers, a small group, but all board members are welcome to attend. There's a lunch, so we'll send more information out to board members so you can hopefully join us for a few minutes to meet our new teachers. And then August 24th will be our grand opening of our transportation facility. It will also be a community-wide open house. So we'll be publicizing that in the summer newsletter. We're working with Rotary on working to have that be a sort of a combined event and inviting some other community organizations that's kind of new the last couple of weeks to utilize this time to draw awareness to the organizations that exist in our community. So similar to how we've done community fairs in the past, thinking of like Rotary, the Lake George Land Conservancy, the LGA, our PTSO or Booster Club can have some tables present, and when our community members and parents and hopefully we have a good turnout can also learn about what's available to them in our community. So we're working on that, and we're excited to have kind of a really big launching date and opportunity for people to come and see the new facility and see how wonderful it will be and what an asset it'll be for our community for decades and decades to come. So we've got a lot already going on this summer, and we're excited to start getting into things, and look forward to sharing more as we get going. So thank you.
Thank you. That was an awesome report. I'm sorry for
it's okay.
skipping right. Skipping right. I'm like, yep, John talked. All right. Thank you. And thank you for highlighting the work that goes on in the summertime. I think so often if you're not involved with the school district, you don't realize that on the last day of school, that's the kids leave, but there's so much work that goes on, not just for our year-round employees. Our teachers come in. There's a lot that happens. So thank you for highlighting that, and with the partnerships that you mentioned in the bus garage. I think that is something that has grown so much in the last few years. It's something that we've always done, but it's gotten even bigger. Is our outreach to partnership with the community. Our community supports us in so many ways. Our businesses, the organizations support our students in our district, and I really appreciate the efforts that have been going on to for us to grow those partnerships and support, having that mutual support for each other. It's wonderful. So thank you for doing that and highlighting that. Okay, the next item, now Rosemary, you're on.
Okay, thank you. All right, we had a really great presentation from the ELA and World Language departments. They finished the implement stage of the curriculum renewal cycle. And from the English and Language Arts department, we had Kaylee Seymour, Ashley Gershon, and Emily Holderman. I have attached the presentation they gave, so I encourage you to please check that out. It's a really good presentation, but some of the notes that I took in the elementary school, they're focused on the phonics program. The pre-K to 2 get 20 to 30 minutes daily. They try to vertically align the essential standards. Teachers are able to identify common areas of weakness. The focus on building strong paragraphs with CER, which is claim evidence reasoning. K-3 teachers will meet in the summer to discuss the phonics program and share best practices to work together professionally. In the high school, Kaylee spoke about identifying students who need support in the 7th grade by having 4 to 5 standard checks a quarter. In 7th grades 7 through 12, they prioritize developing strong writing skills. They have vertical curriculum planning also and help determine essential skills for pre-K to 6 to target students who need help. So we had a question about a creative writing elective, and Kaylee answered that in the high school they use day-to-day writing assignments to encourage creative writing and expression. In elementary school they have 3 writing units, information, opinion, and narrative or creative writing. Also the elementary library has a creative writing club. Whoops. Should I continue? Oh. Okay. And so, okay. So the creative writing lives within the classroom in each grade level. In the World Languages department, we had Emily Cooper and Natalie Martineau. Again, I attached the presentation, so please, I encourage you to look at that. It is a 3-person department now. Natalie teaches all of French, elementary, and then all of high school. Jen and Emily teach 7 through 12. Let's see. We have fewer students in the French classes in general, so they decide to combine grade levels into groups to allow more students and for conversation. So they have like 2 grade levels within 1 class. Nice. They talked about seal of, God, I've got like typos here. Seal of biliteracy is backwards designed because they need to know who's interested in earning that seal by 11th grade so that they can finish up everything that's required for the seal in 12th grade. This year they had 4 students complete that. Since it's a 3-person department, there's constant communication and reflection. They are worried, though, about the department's need. They're concerned about the vision for the department as declining enrollment progresses and retirements are approaching. So that is something that the administration will have to work on. Right? So that's my report. Any questions?
I love this Seal of Biliteracy program.
Oh, I do too.
It's been, I think at least 3 students every year since its inception, and when they give those reports, it's really impressive.
It really
is.
is.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you for identifying, some of the concerns so that it's top of mind to folks to keep our opportunities in the district. Even with a small enrollment, we want
Yes.
lots of opportunities for our kids. So
Yes.
thank you for identifying that. Well, for discussing
Yes.
that need being identified by the department. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the policy committee update. Mary Ann McKenzie chairs that committee, but as we said, is not feeling well today, and she reached out and asked Jeff if he would give that report as a committee member.
All right, I will do my best. So first off, kind of the status updates for the policies that you see on the agenda. Moving to second read are the student directory information and emergency school closing policies, which were kind of reviewed and discussed at prior meetings. Moving to first read is policy 3250, which is a parent-teacher student organization policy. That one, Erie One BOCES has been advising that it can and should be retired. We had been hesitant in years past, and we are moving forward with its retirement this year, but in part because it is going to kind of get folded into a newer policy that we're working on to address the role of affiliate groups that support the district's education mission consistent with the mission, vision, and values. Essentially like the booster clubs and things like that that are affiliated, and trying to come up with a more streamlined approach to all of those organizations. The other policy that's moving on to first read is the operation of motor-driven vehicles on district policy or on district property. That one was essentially reworked, but mainly just kind of one section as it relates to the definition of school function, and kind of getting bogged down in the minutia of if a school function is essentially off our school property, the policy didn't really apply well, and there were a lot of issues and ambiguity that we're hoping to and trying to resolve. So the new language is attached, and it is rolled into that first read. There's 4 policies that are moving on that were reviewed with no recommended changes per the annual review. Those include the district investment policy, purchasing, code of ethics for board members and all district personnel, and Title I parent and family engagement. Again, the retirement and rescinded is at 3250, and the remaining policies that are still kind of ongoing in process and up for discussion is our 2 acceptable use policies. One's for student and the second is for personnel. Really just trying to keep things current as devices and online activities change and evolve over time, really trying to stay current. And similarly is the social media use. And how does that policy kind of work at the district level, and trying to absorb content and come up with a reasonable framework for essentially all 3 of these policies as they're so interrelated. That is the update. Any questions?
Thank you, Jeff. Anybody have any questions? Thanks again. The next item on the agenda, make sure I'm not skipping anything here, is the school business section, and we'll go with the school business consent agenda. John.
As recommended by the superintendent, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the school business consent agenda items A through I. To summarize, item A is the minutes from the June 9th regular board meeting. Item B is the recommendations from our Committee on Special Education. Items C and D refer to the treasurer's reports and claims auditor's reports reviewed at the Audit and Finance Committee. Item E is, this is an annual motion recommendation in the event that we are in need of using pesticides to eliminate unsafe insects that occur on our fields or trails, that we do notifications, and there's lots of regulations and requirements around that, but this resolution is in regards to that. And then we have item F is the motion for policies moving forward to second read. Item G is a motion to approve the 26-27 District Code of Conduct. Item H is a motion to approve a cooperative transportation agreement between Lake George Central School District, Queensbury, and Corinth Central School District. And item I is a motion to rescind policy 3250, parent-teacher-student organization.
Thank you, John. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Are there any questions, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the Article 7 proceeding.
As recommended by the superintendent, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the Article 7 proceedings consent agenda items A through B. These are settlements that have been negotiated. There are two of them as presented.
Do we have a motion? Okay. Are there any questions, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining?
I abstain.
Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is our faculty staff resignation consent agenda, and it's faculty staff appointments and resignations.
As recommended by the superintendent, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the faculty staff resignations consent agenda items A through B. In regards to motion to accept the resignation of Trudy Allen from the position of food service helper, and motion to accept the resignation of Gabriella Lancy from the position of food service helper as well.
Do we have
Second.
any questions, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you to Trudy and Gabrielle for their work over the years for us. The next item on the agenda is faculty staff appointment consent agenda, and it'll be faculty staff appointments and resignations.
As recommended by the superintendent, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lake George Central School District hereby approves the faculty staff appointment consent agenda items A through J. To summarize, item A is a title change for Anthony Malhero to the position of head building maintenance mechanic / cleaner. Item B is a motion for to approve Steve Preuss as a mentor consultant for counseling services and the transition through the school year. Item C is a motion to approve Aubrey Bennett as the summer technology intern. Item D is a motion to approve the 26-27 curriculum list. Item E is a motion for the 26-27 extracurricular and co-curricular list. And item F is a motion to approve the amended 26-27 coaches list. Item G is to approve the 26-27 substitute list of employees not hired through BOCES. And then we have the remaining items are memorandums of agreement in regards with the Lake George Administration Association, and then 2 with the Lake George Education Association.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
I should have asked if anybody has any questions or any discussion. Okay. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the Board of Education member comments. Does anybody have any topics for discussion today? The Board Development Committee is going to be meeting in July, and one of the items on our agenda is preparing for our goals workshop that's going to be before the regular board meeting in August. We'll be an hour before the regular, right, that's the way I've scheduled it, an hour before the regular board meeting. And so we'll send out a little, after that meeting, I'll send out a little worksheet, something so we can get our juices flowing mentally and be prepared for that workshop where we're going to, before the regular board meeting, work on our goals for the upcoming school year. So I think that's all I had. Do you have?
I just wanted to take a minute to recognize Mickey Luce, who passed away recently.
Thank you.
He has dedicated so many years to our district. He's probably the most creative man I've ever met in my life, working with him. He, was in charge of youth theater for affected so many lives, so many Lake George graduates. So I just wanted to recognize that.
Generations
Oh, yeah.
of graduates. Thank you,
It's
Rosemary.
incredible.
And do we know when his services, is that, do we have that information yet? Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Rosemary, for letting us know about that, or reminding us about that, and honoring him at the meeting. Is there anybody else? Okay. The next section is public comment period, and we don't have anybody attending with us in person today. If anybody is attending online and they have a question or comment, they can email us at boe@lkgeorge.org, and our superintendent and the board will get that email, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. The next item on the agenda is a proposed executive session.
As recommended by the superintendent, be resolved that the Board of Education of Lake George Central School District hereby proposes entering into executive session for discussions on pending litigation.
Any, do you have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. We do not anticipate taking any action in, after that meeting, after the meeting. Thank you.